This is Lenny calling me. Why don't you answer and see what she needs? So
she's saying, where is Northern Quest? With me now is Caitlin Trong. Everybody, Caitlin's with us. Lenny, nice to see you. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great. My first question for you is, who was it first? That pass that you zipped to Vonnie when you were about half court and she's going in for a lay-in and you're beating everybody. Did that start with you? Did that start with her? How did that start? Because that is my favorite play. And you guys know what the one I'm talking about. When Vaughn all of a sudden just beats everybody down court and Lenny will be half court or three quarters and just a zip a pass to her right in stride and she goes in for the lay-in. How did that ever happen?
Honestly, I might have to give that credit to my dad. Growing up, that's what he taught me, just to let your teammate finish the play. Like, there's no reason for me to dribble all the way down by myself. And, whoever wants it, just will run, and I'll pass it.
Well, I love that thing. And you're passing anyway, you and Lee both. So much fun. We were talking about that before you guys got here, how much fun it's been to watch both of you two players through the course of your seasons here at Gonzaga because of the joy that you bring to the game. And have you always had that smile on your face? I mean, have you guys been out there since day one when you first picked up a basketball and just said, I'm having a blast, this is a great game?
Yeah, as long as I can remember, some of our friends always asked us why we're like smiling on the court, and even people playing against us would hate it. Like, why are you smiling? It brings emotions out of us. You're over here like smiling, laughing, playing. But again, growing up, I think it's just, it was fun for me and Lee to just play basketball and fun to play with our teammates. They make it fun too. So just smile. It's not like we're fighting somebody. We're just playing basketball,
You're playing the game you love. Yeah, and it shows. And my favorite thing from you is when the three, and you get the three kiss. How did that ever start?
I'm really good at that, Steve.
I can't even do it.
I'm not quite sure how that started. If y'all remember last year, it was more of like the gun to the bench, but I don't know. I kind of like every time I'm like chef's kiss, so it's just a good way to top it off and get everyone else hype with me.
Well, it does. It gets everybody. You're right. It's not. You're not showing off or showing up. You're just getting everybody excited.
Yeah.
And it really helps, right?
Yes.
Sure it does. Steve, I ask you about next year, and I'm sure that you want to continue to play basketball next year. So, what's if you see the foreseeable future? What's it hold for you?
I think it'd be awesome to just be able to. Maybe try for the WNBA, but if not, me and Lee would love to play overseas, just travel the world and wake up, play basketball as our job. So it'll be cool to go overseas for a little bit.
So how does that work? Do you hire an agent, or how do you find agents? Do agents find you? Do you find agents, and how does that whole thing work?
I'm not quite sure. You got to ask Coach Lisa.
Okay. You guys aren't even thinking about that right now.
I'm not. I'm definitely not thinking about that right now. I'm just trying to live in the moment.
If there's a place in the world that you like to play in, and I know women's basketball, Europe is great. Iceland is big. Australia is a big place to play women's basketball. Where would you like to end up if you could?
I'm definitely open. I've heard Lauren tell me to go to play in New Zealand, so I don't know. Maybe we'll find ourselves in New Zealand.
We had Lauren on last week, and Lauren, we were talking about the fact that New Zealand basketball players, especially on the West Coast Conference, you look and half the teams half their rosters are New Zealand, so that's a hotbed for basketball.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, Lauren said that she knows a couple people, so maybe she can pull some strings for me.
Oh, well, Lynn, I have a question for you. If a recruit was on campus, say there's a new recruit that's on campus tomorrow, and she were to come up to you and kind of grab you, hey Lynn, I got to ask you a personal question. What do you think about your playing time and your time here at Gonzaga? How would you answer her?
I would definitely say maybe the first 2 years about development, and then once you familiarize yourself with like the system and how the coach's expectations and just the standards that Gonzaga holds, and that's when you're more comfortable with what you get. Like, I feel like a lot of freshmen coming in college will feel that way. You're learning a different system of basketball or just another style of play that you're used to.
You've had some great coaches here, and Stacey, I know you're very close with Stacey. She's the backcourt player, the coach for you, and with Lisa and Craig and Jordan and everybody else. And What is the best piece of advice? Do you remember the best piece of advice that one of those coaches might have told you, maybe at the start of your career or whenever it is, but is there a piece of advice that stands out that one of them told you?
Last year that Coach Stacy gave me when Lee went out with the injury, she told me she doesn't care if I shoot 30 or 10 threes, I'm shooting them, like just shoot them. So honestly, just the confidence that the coaches had in me my senior year, and it just made me, like, I don't know, maybe more comfortable with like what I was doing.
If you're a point guard on a team and your coach tells you, I don't care how many threes, if you want to shoot 30 threes, go ahead and shoot 30. Wouldn't you like to do that? I mean, that's fantastic. Okay, I want to ask you this one too. How proud of you on what you've accomplished yourself in your career at Gonzaga, and especially this year, the team. How proud of you at what you guys have done. I mean, this is the number one. You guys have 29-2 is the best record ever for a Gonzaga basketball team.
I think proud is an understatement. Honestly, the job's not finished, and I'm just excited to get to Vegas and see what we do there. You know, I tell my teammates, let's just take care of business, because the only team beating us right now is us. So just, stay together.
I mean, you've been in the West Coast Conference now for 5 years. You know what it's like to go on the road and play in front of 0 people. So when you come out and you have the people that hear, what would you like to say to let them know how much they've meant to you here?
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for just supporting women's basketball in general. I know the game's growing every single day, and your support from when the program was at its, at the bottom, I think that's very impressive, to just keep on the fan base and then keep on continuing to grow the fan base every single year, and just the loyal support.
One last question for you. How would you like to be remembered as a Gonzaga Bulldog? What do you want people to take away from? Hey, remember that Kaylin Trong? She was what?
Just a fun player to watch, I think. Coach Lisa probably can speak to this a little bit. Me and Lee like to spice up the game a little bit, throwing alley-oops and stuff. Coach Lisa told us not to throw an alley-oop our freshman year.
I remember that.
So just a fun player to watch, and hopefully memorable.
When you said that, I asked Lee this when she was on a couple of weeks ago too, that I think the very first thing I remember of you two was the very first Numerica fan fest that we had, and you guys nobody even knew who you were, and either you alley-ooped to her or she alley-ooped to you or something. I go, these guys are going to be fun to watch, and then it started then, and Lynn, it's been a continuing thing. You've been a great pleasure to watch, both of you players out there, and congratulations on a great career.
I just hope everyone likes the no-look passes. That's so.
Yeah. Everybody likes those no-look passes.
Steve, I know you do.
I love them. They're a thing of beauty. Kaylin Trong with us, everybody.